What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss an upcoming fight this Saturday that's got me pretty intrigued in the welterweight division. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly, help the channel grow. All right, guys, this Saturday, we got a pretty interesting fight. Oban Elliott is going to be taking on Ramiz Brahimaj in a fight where you have Ramiz. I can't say his name. Say that 10 times fast. He's coming off a big victory over Mickey Gall, the biggest victory in his career. Knockout, caught him with that close overhand right, dropped Mickey, put him away, right? But throughout his career, he's traded wins and losses since 2018. His biggest victory was Mickey Gall. Anytime that he's fought anybody that's really well-rounded, good wrestling, just higher level, he's struggled. You know, Max Griffin took his ear off, quite literally, like one of the nastiest knockouts finishes in MMA history. I remember I was at work and my wife was like texting me like, yo, like this dude's ear just got ripped off. And it was like bittersweet for me because I was like, ooh, like I wish I was there. But also I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's good I missed that knockout. But one of the nastiest finishes in MMA history. He lost to Court McGee and he also lost to Blood Diamond, Temba Greenbow. So anytime he's really fought anybody that's, you know, just, I guess, a bit of a specialist, he's lost. And Mickey, I think, was kind of the anomaly, but Mickey really didn't fight to his strengths. I think he really wanted to go out there and showcase the striking that he had learned over at Killcliff. And he's definitely made some improvements, but that's a whole nother video. But here going against Oban Elliott, I think Ramiz in this fight, he might have some early success. His wins have been in the first round. He has 2 first-round rear naked choke victories. But he does have heavy hands, and I think that, because there are some things that Oban did in his fight with Basil Hafez, where first round, I think Oban's very notorious for this. He takes the first round to really figure his opponent out. You know, he doesn't have a huge sense of urgency to get the fight over with. He tries to figure his opponent out. And as you see going into the second round, you see him turn up the volume. You see him kind of have a more focused game plan. Like with Basil, you saw the front kicks, the body kicks, the leg kicks start coming in a lot more. And he had a good 1-2 right off of his body kick that he was trying to catch him with. And you saw him just work out a game plan further into the fight. He's in no rush, and it's worked out for him. Now, he has been knocked out before. He was knocked out back in 2021, but since he's joined the UFC, he looks like a totally different fighter, especially with the fight against Hafez, which I think is funny with this matchup. He beat the guy who beat Mickey Gall, and now he's fighting the guy who beat Mickey Gall recently. So you see how the matchup kind of worked out in this fight. But Oban not being a ranked opponent yet, I think he's really on the cusp of that. 27 years old, very dangerous, 6 foot, good size for the weight class. He's good everywhere, good striking, has some tells. When he breaks off of some of these striking exchanges, he just leaves his head open a little bit. Now, not in the sense of where his chin is up. He keeps it tucked, but he's definitely open to getting hit, and especially where I saw Ramiz in his last fight, when they would break off of these phone booth clinch situations, he was throwing a lot of heavy hands that were landing on Mickey. And with Oban, I'd like to see him keep his hands up a little bit more when he breaks the distance. And he has a tendency sometimes when he breaks his head off the center line, he kind of dips, which Basil caught him a lot with, I think, at least 4 head kicks, where you would see him kind of dip off to the side and dip his head down. That's something that Ramiz can definitely capitalize on as well. But those, I mean, the very few small holes for Oban. He's looked strong. I got him in this fight. I just think that he's just on a really big trajectory. I think confidence is big in this fight. But yeah, I think the only way that I see Ramiz winning is first round. And I think he's going to have to catch him kind of breaking off. Breaking off in a clinch, those phone booth. Like a lot like how DC caught Stipe, right? Or how Ramiz caught Mickey Gall. I think that's his best chances of catching Oban. But I think Oban, he's going to go out there. I don't know if he's going to, if he does get a knockout victory, I think it's going to be like in the third round. I think it's going to be early in the third round. if he does. But I'd like to see leg kicks, body kicks, front kicks. It's going to be a fun one. And I think it's on the prelims, which I think just goes to show how good this card is going to end up being. But guys, that's going to do it for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you guys have Ramiz, or do you guys think that Oban is just on a trajectory like I do? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Mr. Mustache, MMA news out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.